Like, how did it feel just getting back out there after a little layoff?
Yeah, it felt good. And you still get a little anxious and excited when you get to go out there and play. So a little tired here and there, but other than that, it was a good night out.
How especially, it seemed like especially in the second half, like you really found your rhythm and just making a big impact. Like, how did you settle in, and what were you trying to do to affect winning there?
Really was just trying to make the game easier for everybody. I thought that we were kind of making the game tough, settling for a lot of shots that we weren't just we can make them most games, but we weren't making shots early, and they played a zone a lot of the time. And at that point, I was just trying to get in the paint, find guys, kind of start the blender a little bit, and guys started getting into a better rhythm, and it put me in a better rhythm because of that.
I know, like, that Finchie has the utmost confidence in you, but when he goes to you at the start of the third quarter there, is that kind of a nice sign, I guess? And
yeah, I was surprised. I was still shooting layups on the other end, and they called me over to jump in and to start the third. So that's not something that I'm not foreign to that, being with that unit of guys, and Jaden obviously not being able to make it the second half. It was big for me to be able to come out there and just try to hold it down a little bit.
What did you just kind of diagnose of what you needed, especially against that zone, and what was the difference in some of the looks you guys were getting in the third quarter opposed to the first two?
First half, when we watched film at halftime, coach was adamant about driving the ball. Driving the zone, not letting the zone just deter you from getting in the paint. We were kind of settling just for swing passes and kind of doing perimeter stuff. And once we got a pass and then somebody broke the paint, we were getting easy walk-in shots, easy layups, easy rolls, and guys were getting a lot of opportunities. So I think our dribble penetration was the main key, to try to defeat that zone.
Ricky Rudy's 10,000 rebounds in his career, and what an accomplishment that is for him.
That's huge. It's huge. Not a lot of people do that. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame someday. He knows it, and he's been just a guy that continues to challenge himself every year, and all the hard work is paying off. Each year in and year out. So proud of him, and I'm sure he wants to get 10,000 more.
Mike, how do you been like to navigate this role change for you this season, big picture?
It's been a lot. It's been some nights it's easy, some nights it's difficult. The night I thought I was playing like 8 minutes. Honestly, I didn't know what my role would be, and then, like I said, to start the third quarter, you get called to come in there. You just gotta, have your mind set on, trying to help whenever that time is, and keeping your body right and ready. And that's what I pride myself on. Is just always trying to stay ready, regardless if I play, a little bit or a lot. So, I don't know. It's been crazy.
How do you decide when you come into a game and you play the point guard who you want to get in the flow on your team? Is it always based on their team's defense, or is it a lot based on you saw your teammates in practice, who's ready or who needs the ball? How do you make that call?
Really, you just play the game that's in front of you. What's the defense giving you? What are they allowing you to do? If the action requires more pick and roll with Rudy, then we run more pick and roll with Rudy to kind of set off the rest of the actions. If it's Ant or Julius, we kind of set that off. If it's Dante, Jaden, just kind of dictating when to do that and reading when to do that is the big key. And then, the guys who might be struggling early will start to get a little bit of rhythm, because they'll start, they won't be able to focus on them as much because the other actions are working.
Isn't a lot of what you've been doing this year, as you see things, is just trying to get people moving?
Just trying to get body movement. Like I always call it the blender. When you can get an advantage, just break the paint, hit somebody in the corner. It doesn't mean you have to shoot it. Just drive it one more time, and I almost guarantee you'll get a better look, good to great look. And I'm normally the guy, the mover, so if it hits me, I'm trying to take 2 more dribbles and find somebody else to get a better look. So, just trying to get that to trickle down to everybody to where it's second nature, and we're all comfortable with that style, because when we play that way, we're, unpredictable, and I think everybody on the court becomes an option and a threat on the court.
Why do you think it's been such a chronic lapse?
It can be a lot of things. We got a lot of guys who are special at different things. We got guys who are some of the best ISO players in the world that you'll ever see. We got some guys who are the best playmakers you've seen, rebounders, rollers. everybody has different skill sets, and so there's other parts of games that everybody needs to work on. So that's part of a game that a lot of our guys continually try to work on, and like I said, has to become a habit.
Like Shannon talks about, he hits a couple tonight, and when he comes into a game, and what do you try to do for him to get him involved, to get him to make him believe all those things?
I'll just keep him aggressive. I don't want him to stop being aggressive because he's the guy. He's one of the few guys on our team that he's a one-man fast break, can break the paint. He's very unselfish. He tries to make plays, tries to make the right reads. His shooting has gotten so much better, and he's a guy that's a real threat from the perimeter. So just trying to get him comfortable, trying to get him engaged in the game to where he's not thinking too much. And when it's simpler for him, you get nights like tonight.
Last one,
you're
guys.
at 3-point wise, you're at where you've been at for most of your career, having a good 3-point shooting season. What's the key to improvement from 2-point range for you?
More opportunities, probably. I think I just need to get used to being in there more. And I think when you shoot like one a game or something like that, it's a little different. The more reps you get, the better it is. I rarely shoot floaters anymore. I rarely shoot those shots in the paint. So if I can get in there and just be more aggressive, get more comfortable, I think that'll help a lot.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you.